It's been more than 5 weeks since a shooter walked into just-in-time recreation in Schemengees Bar and Grill in Lewiston, killing 18 people and injuring 13 others. Today, victims, family members, and the community are just still trying to understand what happened. Good evening and thanks for joining us on News Center Maine at 6. I'm Hannah Kumler in for Amanda Hill.
And I'm Brian Yacono. As families navigate life now without their loved ones, some are starting to speak up about gun violence in our country. News Center Maine's Jack Momid joins us now. And Jack, today you spoke with a father who lost his son at the bar there.
That's right, Brian and Hannah. Artie Strout loved to play pool. He often played with his father. The two men were at Schemengees Bar on October 25th, doing what they loved. And Artie's dad left minutes before the gunman entered the bar and opened fire. He tells me that fact sticks with him every day. He says he wants to use his gift of life to make sure a mass shooting like this never happens again.
When he was little, he was just this little scrawny kid right on my shoulders, and every time he was hungry, he couldn't stay starving. He used to say, "I'm starving, Dad."
Artie Strout's father says he was a tough and outgoing kid.
I remember waking up, he was 2, and he had managed to unbuckle all the buckles and drag this guitar out on his lap. He's hitting the strings and he's trying to sing in whatever words, and that was the day I learned the song Simple Man. I have a lot of memories.
Memory and grieving.
His goofy laugh is something everybody's gonna miss.
Artie Strout grew up around Lewiston, and playing pool brought him friends and led him to Schemengees.
I know where we were, we were about 20 feet from the door.
This is the last photo that Artie Strout took just moments before he was killed. A photo of his dad.
When I left the place, and I don't think I had driven a mile.
And that's when his ex-wife and Artie's mom, Julie, called him.
You want to have hope, but you're preparing for the worst.
The worst.
My thoughts that night were just crazy, that he was alone. That none of his family was with him.
As the weeks unfolded and vigils slowed, and Arthur Bernard and his family grieved, he's now demanding action.
What does it take for these lawmakers? What does it really take for them to understand?
On gun reform.
You don't hear about these mass shootings in other countries like we do here. Not like this. There's too many of them. They're going into schools and shooting children.
Arthur Bernard's need for action is taking him to Washington, where he's set to meet with other families torn apart by mass shootings and with Senators Susan Collins and Angus King.
This was preventable. This situation was preventable.
He wants action not only on guns, but about what he sees as missteps by the Army Reserves when they knew about the shooter's mental health issues.
I don't know what I'm going to do. But this isn't something that I can just sit back and say it just happened and go on and live my life and just live my life without trying to do something.
Artie now leaves behind his wife and their 5 children.
My mother was asking them what they want for Christmas. And his daughter Brianna, who just turned 14, she says, "Mom, you can't get me what I want for Christmas."
And Arthur on his own journey after his son. That will last a lifetime.
He was loved by a lot of people. So no, I'll probably never really let this go and stop until I figure out who is going to be that person that's going to make a change, because someone has to.
And Senator Susan Collins' office confirmed with us today that meeting with Arthur's family and the family of Joey Walker will take place with Maine's 2 senators on Thursday. Arthur says he wants to talk about the missteps in the Army Reserve along with gun reform. And Brian and Hannah, Arthur says his son and Joey Walker were friends and go back to when they were young adults.
Jack Momid with a powerful conversation tonight. Jack, thank you.